Hi, this is Dave Lorenzo with RainmakerLawyer.com, and today we're going to talk about the subject line of your email. We've talked before about email marketing and how powerful it can be for your law firm, and we've also discussed how you can use email to engage individual clients. Well, today I want to talk to you about how specifically to get those emails open, because that can be a real big challenge for many lawyers. Getting your email open is, of course, the most important thing next to getting it actually read and getting people to take action on it. The determinant of whether your email gets opened or not is the subject line. The subject line is just like the headline in a newspaper or the headline you put on a direct mail piece that's going to your client. So you have to engage the reader with your subject line. There are a number of different types of subject lines that will get the reader to open the email. The key is to do something unusual or even shocking with your subject line. You cannot have a subject line that is mundane, and you especially cannot have a subject line that starts off with RE colon, meaning regarding. That is how a good portion of email subject lines start, and you definitely don't want to do that because that's just a license to ignore whatever it is you're sending. So here's my best possible advice to you on email subject lines. Be as crazy, unusual, or outrageous as you possibly can be in the subject line. Keep in mind that you want to be professional and you don't want to convey the image of somebody who is, slick or unsavory in any way, but putting a subject line together that is a little self-deprecating or shocking is the ultimate key to getting your email open. So let me give you some examples. Subject lines that I've used in the past that have gotten great responses include things like, I have a confession, or can you help me, or do you need help? Anytime you can put the word you in an email subject line, you're going to do better. Anytime you put the subject's name in the subject line, you have a better chance of getting the email open. However, you cannot do it frequently. If you put the subject's name in the email subject line more than once or twice every 6 months, you're going to be labeled as a spammer and they're not going to open your email anymore. Another subject line that works really, really well is the humorous subject line, or the subject line that creates a cognitive disconnect. So let me give you an example of a humorous subject line that worked really well for me. I put in the subject line of one of my emails, how I got so fat. That was the subject line, how I got so fat. And that had a very high open rate. And the story was about how I gained weight, and I related that story back to law firm marketing, which is my subject. You could do the same thing, and you will get a very high open rate and very few complaints because it is a self-deprecating subject line. Now let me tell you about a cognitive disconnect or dissonance subject line. You could put something in the subject line that is designed to make people confused and curious at the same time. I've done things like, have you heard? Or I started to tell you ... or never done this before ... or pink giraffes and flying monkeys ... Anything that is either a little confusing or creates a mental disconnect for the person who's reading the subject line will always get the email open. Now you have to be very careful that you're not in any way deceptive or misleading when it comes to these subject lines, because you don't want to betray the trust of your readers. So that's why I highly recommend humorous or self-deprecating subject lines, because most people don't get mad at those. Most people are not offended by those, particularly when they have a teaching point associated with them, and you can make a nice segue between the story, the self-deprecating story, and the actual teaching point. Overall, the subject line is the most important factor in any email that you ever send out. So if you're using email for your marketing, make sure you have a powerful subject line in every email you send. My name is Dave Lorenzo, and for more great marketing tips just like these, you can find me at RainmakerLawyer.com. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.